Hi fellow fairies and other magical folk, my name's Ray Road and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to address something that's been bothering me recently. Believix is one of my favorite WINX transformations. I love how cute and silly it is, and I really like how the girls' outfits have a really human clothing feeling to them. It makes the transformation really unique. And lore-wise, of course it makes sense, because in Season 4 the WINX need the people of Earth to believe in them in order to obtain Believix. So it only makes sense for the transformations design to reflect the human world aspect of it all. But the thing is that there's a clear outlier here. Flora's Believix. Her boots are perfect and really fit the Believix theme, but her top and her skirt... why are they sparkly leaves? Like, yeah, obviously because she's the fairy of nature, so it's kinda her thing, but I mean, all of the other girls have outfits that feel like they're made out of sparkling fabric, and overall they all feel cohesive. And don't get me wrong, because I really like her design, like, her top is so pretty. I've been obsessed with it ever since I was a kid, so this is not really about making this design better, because I don't really think that's possible. Like, even after redesigning it, I still like the original better than what I ended up with. What I'm talking about here is how she fits into the group's look. It's something that's been bugging me lately, and I got the idea of addressing it through a redesign. I've always liked doing WINX outfits redesigns, but today's the first time I'm posting one, so I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, let's start. As I've said, I really like the boots. I think they're so pretty and they make sense with the casual clothing vibe. So I wanted to keep them in my design and kinda base the other stuff around it. And I just sort of started doodling and seeing what started coming out, basically. I also knew I wanted to keep her strapless, V-shaped neckline. I don't really know how to call it. I really like designing clothes, but I don't know any fashion names. I searched it up and apparently it's called a sweetheart neckline, though I feel like Flora's are a bit more pointy than that. But whatever, that neckline. Because it's kinda Flora's trademark and it's also presenting her Believix design. I also knew I wanted to keep her out of a dress because a cool thing about her Believix is the fact that she's in a top and skirt combo for the first and only time in a transformation. So I felt like I needed to respect that, and also I just really like how it looks on her and I think it makes sense for Believix. So quickly I found myself with the design that you're now seeing. This ruffly skirt with this sort of weird top jacket covering another top. Like, it has to be the least functional jacket ever, but I think the shape is really cute, and I think it's a piece of clothing that really suits Flora's soft nature. Because I was removing all of the leaves and stuff to make it more human casual wear adjacent, I needed a different element to make it clear that she's the fairy of nature and not just a random pink and green fairy, you know. So at first I was thinking about using a flower pattern on her skirt, but I thought maybe it didn't make that much sense because there aren't really any patterns in the Believix designs, and as I've said, I wanted to make this coherent with the other girls' designs. So I just ended up going for some flower accessories. And yes, so I mostly ended up with this outfit, though I made a lot of small changes with every drawing I did because I swear to God, there was stuff that just didn't feel right. For example, I was really struggling with the colors because everything felt ugly and unbalanced to me. Like, the Believix palette is really bold and I'm more used to painting with kinda monochromatic palettes. And in general, I like using non-saturated colors, so this was a bit hard for me. Like, I tried a lot of different color versions, as you can see. I made some darker palettes, and honestly, I think they look better. Like, come on, she looks so cute with black as one of the colors, but sadly, that couldn't be because it would completely undermine the purpose of doing this redesign in the first place. So I still went with the pink and green with blue as an accent color because I wanted the design to clearly still be Flora's Believix. At first, I was gonna make the skirt this light pink, but I ended up changing it to the darker one because I felt like the whole thing was unbalanced and made her lower body look too small. Like, I don't know, it just felt disproportionate to me, you know? And with the top and the skirt being the same color, everything looked more like a set, which I like. And now, you may have noticed that I'm continuously switching between two hairstyles here, and it's because it was so hard deciding. Flora's Believix hair is almost the same as her Enchantix, so I was like, let's mix it up. And I ended up with two options. The first one was her hair loose and with her bangs pushed aside by a headband, kinda like Bloom's style in the Season 2 party outfit, I believe. I really like that hairstyle idea, though I think they didn't really draw it that well in the show sometimes. And in general, I just really love the idea of Flora in a headband. I think it really suits her. Then the second option was having her hair into pigtails, since I think it would be cute for her Believix, and there was some pigtail slot in this transformation, since Musa changed her hair for straight and loose, and I don't really think that Stella's Believix hair can qualify as pigtails, since she still has loose hair in the back. So I thought it would be a fun swap between Musa and Flora's usual hairstyles, and though I don't really think pigtails suit Flora's personality, since it's Believix, I think it's fun and fitting because it's a playful transformation for experimenting with looks. At first I was thinking about making them come from the bands that she has in her original design, kinda like Usagi's hair in Sailor Moon, but I don't know, I just wasn't really convinced by it, so I ended up going with simple pigtails. And after drawing both hairstyles a couple of times, I finally ended up deciding on the pigtails because I thought they looked so cute, especially because I added the dyed pink hair strands they use in her Believix bands throughout her whole hair, and it just won me over. Like, I thought it looked really good and it really changed how I saw the hairstyle. Even if a lot of dyed hair strands like this isn't really a Believix thing. Like, sorry, I just couldn't resist. And about the headband hairstyle, even though I liked it, I thought maybe it felt a little hollow, not big enough. I don't really know how to describe the feeling that I was getting. But well, also after setting on the pigtails, I realized I kinda had a problem. I noticed that my design was too similar to Stella's Believix, so I was like, maybe I have to make some more changes. So I did the top straps and made her tights shorter. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me that I ended up going with something similar to Stella's Believix because in my mind it's kind of the base Believix design, like the one that best represents the concept of the transformation. But well, after this I thought, okay, I have my final design, so let's start with the pose, which is the one that you're seeing now. And I started struggling again because honestly, for less energetic characters like Flora, I think coming up with poses is much harder because they all feel so stiff. Like, I can't have her jumping around and stretching her body with a lot of dynamic lines like the other girls because it just feels wrong of character, you know? It made me think about how the artists from the original show were so good, like Flora's stock arts poses are so beautiful, enchanting and mischievous while being so dynamic at the same time. Like, being able to do good poses is a really specific skill, and it just amazes me how many of these there are in the WINX stock arts. I especially love the one from Season 1 where she's depicted from behind and she's looking over her shoulder, and also the Believix end pose from Season 4. They're so pretty. You can really tell the difference when looking at something like the reboot, where the poses are literally horrible and so stiff. Like, there's so clearly a lack of craftsmanship there. But anyways, yeah, here I was just drawing the illustration, and honestly I started struggling with the colors again. For a moment I turned off a layer by mistake and it looked so good. Like, the way the layers mixed made the green parts look like they were a really pretty transparent fabric, and low-key it looked like someone with far more knowledge of color than me designed it. But anyways, what I finally did to fix my colors was increasing the saturation on almost all of the parts of the drawing, and I have to say that I think I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The green and the pink finally feel like they match, and I think she looks really full of life. The way I've always gone about making colors look coherent is by bridging them with low saturations, but this time it seemed to work in the opposite way, and I'm not really sure why, honestly, but I'm glad it ended up being this way. I also made the line art darker in some parts, and I think that made everything pop a lot more. Then I did the wings, and maybe you can tell I was a little lazy with the detail, but what can I say, overall I still like how they turned out. I think they look pretty cute. I honestly just wanted to keep the original design because I think they're really pretty and I like that they look like leaves. But one detail that I added that I really like is that I made the flowers in the wings only come out on top and on center of the lines that go from top to bottom, you know, and now I think that kind of makes them look like bloomed branches, which looks really cute, and maybe that's not so clear in the original design. And well, finally, because I'm low-key the most indecisive person on this planet, I tried drawing the other hairstyle again. Like, I just couldn't resist, but I have to say that even though it's cute, for me it reaffirmed that the pigtails definitely fit the transformation better. And so yeah, this is my final redesign image. So how do you like it? Personally, I like the original design more, as I said, but still I think I achieved my objective of making it look more coherent, and I mean, I think it looks really good. So yeah, please tell me what you think, and I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe if you feel like it. But yeah, see you in another video, maybe an animation or another redesign, who knows. Bye.